Next up, at UFC Abu Dhabi, we have a couple of lady scrappers. We got Mackenzie Dern taking on Lupita Godinez. Mackenzie Dern, 13-5 in her career, 2-3 in her last 5, riding a 2-fight skid, taking on Lupita, or Lupi Godinez, 12-4 in her career, 4-1 in the last 5, coming off that loss to Berna Jandiroba. We know these two women by now. Mackenzie Dern, a wildly accomplished grappler, probably the most dangerous grappler maybe in all of the UFC, certainly in this division. Who's a more dangerous grappler?
Who's the more dangerous grappler?
Mm-hmm.
Angel, come on. You know.
That's what I thought.
No, come on. You know. Come on.
I don't know who a more dangerous
Come
grappler
on. Angel, you know. Come on. Come on. You know. Come on.
Are you going to say an answer, or are we going to play this weird game?
I think people in the chat know it's the Wizard, Ryan Hall.
Sure.
You don't laugh at stuff like that. That's a serious.
They have, you know where that's a good analogy?
Has Mackenzie Dern submitted BJ Penn?
What's a good analogy is Mackenzie Dern and Ryan Hall have this same quality of takedowns. They both have atrocious takedown percentages. Mackenzie Dern's at 15%. If you do get on the ground, you could have some problems. Even against the cage, she can climb your back, work your body, and try to make something happen.
Did you
there.
just box me out with your little transition?
She is insanely tough. She will take a beating. She will continue to move forward. She will stay in your face. She is tough. She is gritty. Her wrestling has not improved. Her striking has improved, like, technically speaking. When she's hitting mitts, she looks great. But in execution, in the octagon, the better strikers are getting the better of her. She's taking on Lupita Godinez. Lupita Godinez is one of the most talented fighters with the least amount of fight IQ. She has phenomenal wrestling. She is big. She is strong. She's got good technical boxing, good jiu-jitsu defense. She's got all the things except decision-making. She has some of the worst fight IQ you will ever see, but skill for skill, she is better than 90% of this division at each individual skill, let alone as a complete fighter. But again, the decision-making is a problem. If we go back to that Berna Jandiroba fight, she looked good. She was defending takedowns. She was winning. She was doing a great job with her game plan, and then decided, I'm going to be a BJJ black belt. Started hanging on the submissions that weren't there, giving up control time, and just giving away rounds, and that didn't bode well for her. I am still going to pick Lupita Godinez here, because if I'm just looking at this objectively, Mackenzie Dern's striking is just okay. Lupi's striking is very good. Mackenzie Dern's jiu-jitsu is phenomenal, but her wrestling sucks, and you need to have good wrestling to work on your good jiu-jitsu. I'm picking Lupi here because her takedown defense is very, very good when she's not doing dumb shit. She should be able to outstrike Mackenzie Dern and hopefully not wrestle. I have a bet on Lupi. I bet her at plus 106. The line is kind of just staying there because I think a lot of people are doing what we're doing, saying Lupi's the better fighter here, but Jesus Christ, you cannot trust the thing that woman does. And if she comes out here with her Magomedov game plan, nobody's surprised. Lupi is going to be the pick, but damn, you can't trust her. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I mean, last week we had a big lock of the week win, Bilal Muhammad. I wasn't surprised by it. Right. And, before that was a misstep, but then we hit 3 in a row before that. One of my favorite comments on that Bilal video was, my new Lock of the Week video was, try to win 2 in a row. Like, what? Like, I've won 10 in a row. What do you, someone in Libya was like, try and win 2 in a row. So guess what? Anonymous fuck idiot. I'm going to win 2 in a row because we are gifted dog odds on this girl Lupi, who, skill for skill, as Angel mentioned, should be fucking minus 300 in this fight. Lupi should absolutely smoke Mackenzie Dern, right? And it's a very simple game plan. And she's implemented the game plan before. That's why I feel a little bit more comfortable. Now, if she comes in and is she shooting takedowns and she's grappling, right? Because the path to victory is also, as Angel mentioned, very easy versus Berna Jandiroba. how people haven't figured this out, I have no idea. Against Werner, you're probably going to get taken down in the first round. You survive the first round, and then you just defend takedowns, and then she loses after the first round. She'll start trying to pull guard and stuff. You saw Amanda Lemos do that. You saw Lupi do that in the second round of her fight. Just chase that leg lock, letting Werner be able to grapple. Then she wasn't getting as tired as she normally did, and she was able to kind of force a takedown late in the third round against Lupi. Against Mackenzie Dern, the takedowns should not be there. Right? They should not be there at all with the level of wrestling that Lupi has. And if she brings the game plan in that she had against Tabitha Ricci, who also is another good wrestler and grappler with kind of limited striking as well, she is going to smoke Mackenzie Dern. She just needs to copy and paste, because what did she do? She defended the takedowns. She was competitive in the striking. I think Tabitha is a much better striker than Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern is back with her old striking coach, but I don't know how long they've been back together, and she regressed so far that it's almost just going to get back to maybe where she was. I mean, it was like
teaching somebody to walk again.
Yeah, it was like bad. I mean, if you look at her on the Instagram right now, it looks like she's pretty fast with the hands, but it was always kind of her
Jason
defense.
Perillo? She's with Jason Perillo?
It was I think it's not really her offensive striking. It is her defensive striking that gets her in trouble. She just kind of walks into shots, and Lupi is a nice technical striker. But also in that Tabitha Ricci fight, Lupi was shooting takedowns occasionally. She would get a takedown and then just stand back up. I'm not going to engage in the grappling. I'm just going to take this girl down to score a takedown, score it, get back up, and then being competitive. And that's what ended up winning her the fight. I think if you want to do the same thing here against Mackenzie Dern, what I would always encourage people to do against these jiu-jitsu nerds is you fucking shoot a takedown with 30 seconds to go. Boom, takedown. You avoid all the nonsense. You're careful with the takedowns, whatever. But if you get into trouble, you can get out of that round, and you still scored a takedown to win those rounds. So if I'm Lupi, I just strike, defend the nonsense, shoot a takedown with 15, 20, 25 seconds to go, so she can't do anything crazy on the ground. You're going to score. You're going to solidify that round, and you're going to win this decision. But I'm Lupi all the way. She is my lock of the week. And I'm but if she just starts just randomly trying to grapple and stuff, it's going to be an issue, obviously.
And she might. You can't trust the decision. The way I broke it down, though, is when Lupi is an underdog or the odds are close, she does what she's supposed to do. It's when she buys confidence with the fans over a couple of dominant performances and then is a big favorite when she shits the bed. Like leading up to the Angela Hill fight. All right, we can trust Lupi. She should dominate Angela Hill. Shit the bed. Couple of good wins in a row after that. All right, she should beat Verna here. Shits the bed. And now she's on that road back. So
and I do worry.
This is not an easy fight, though.
No, and I do worry, because one thing that me and you have always given Mackenzie Dern credit for, as much as we might say this and this about her and she lacks this or whatever, she does not fucking lack in toughness. And sometimes you can just fucking out-tough somebody in a fight. And if she just is like just crazy and moving forward, maybe she gets in a situation where she just kind of overwhelms Lupi to win rounds. She is very, very tough. And honestly, even as a lock of the week for Lupi, I think that toughness is going to be her biggest asset in this fight, and we'll see if she can bring it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, because Lupi's not dangerous. Mackenzie's dangerous. Lupi's not dangerous. So if Mackenzie wins, it's a submission. If Lupi wins, she has to fight a perfect fight for 15 minutes. She has to avoid problems for 15 minutes, where Mackenzie could be losing for 12 and a half, and then Lupi shoots a takedown because she wants to coast in the third. She's a little tired. Boom, she's in trouble. So I am on the Lupi side. It's a small bet, but I did throw a little bit of a money liner at plus 106. So much better odds than the trash you see here. $8,000 in DraftKings. I don't think Lupi's worth it, because it's not. She should not be shooting takedowns. So for her to be worth that money, she's going to be shooting takedowns, right? $8,200 for Mackenzie. If you think she wins, she's obviously going to be worth it. You can unlock the picks, the bets, the round line leans, and more. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It is only $10 for an entire month's worth of access. You will have all the tools, the picks, all the bets, the safety parlay, everything, all the way through UFC 305 for freaking $10. $2.50 a week.
$10.
What are we doing?